ERC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
You've clicked on the Weather Xtreme video from ABC 3340. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters coming to you this morning from Chicago. And once again, it looks like we had a little bit of overnight rain, and it looks like we might have enough of a lull to be able to get in the races at Talladega this afternoon, but it's going to be nip and tuck. Let's take a look at some Skycam images this morning. Here's a look at Demopolis as we look north, and you can see those clouds, although there's a little bit of a lull there for the rain now. Kind of an interesting shot from Gadsden as we look over the river there, and they've had some rain. You can see a little bit of rain on the lens, and then here is Selma, and they're also in the area where there's a little bit of a lull this morning. Cold front didn't make much progress yesterday. You can see it stretched from just a little bit east of Chicago down across southeast Texas as it kind of arcs across the mid-south down there. At 500 millibars, the bowling ball of a low that was over the northwestern Great Lakes is migrated or moved a little bit further to the north and northeast. That has allowed the whole weather system to not move very far to the east. Temperatures this morning still quite mild across the eastern part of the country, and especially across the southeastern U.S. and central Alabama, where temperatures are generally in the mid and upper 60s this morning. Here's that rain, and it looks like one impulse is moving through, and we're going to get a little bit of a lull before that next impulse out in Texas gets our way. The question's going to be whether or not we can get the race in unimpeded by any kind of rain or rain delays. QPF over the next 5 days, and most of this is going to come today and tonight. And indeed, like I said yesterday, it looks like the precip amounts are going to be more like 1 to 1.5 inches of rain as opposed to the nearly 3 that was being progged yesterday. Storm Prediction Center has dropped back the slight risk only to the southern part of Texas. However, the main reason is that the lapse rates across the central Alabama area, especially the southeastern U.S., are not going to be nearly as steep to promote strong thunderstorms. It does look like we might have some that may be strong enough to produce some small hail and maybe some gusty winds. So it'll be something we'll be watching today, and of course be watching that morning sounding to see how that comes out. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the 06Z GFS model run, and here's the surface pattern for today at midday, and you can see a bit of a surface low expected to develop over the southeastern U.S., and that surface low should track fairly rapidly off to the north and northeast, and that will drag the front finally through the area. So it looks like our main risk of rain and thunderstorms is going to come for this afternoon and into this evening hours, perhaps lingering a few hours past midnight. On the 500 millibar pattern by Tuesday, you can see that big bowling ball over southeastern Canada has now swung the trough over into the New England area, and that should be allowing us to see improving weather, and indeed surface high over the Central Plains will be moving to the east, and that should be good weather for Tuesday. It looks like Tuesday will be our coldest morning, with temperatures for the most part down around the 40 to 42 range. Can't rule out a few upper 30s, maybe even a few mid 30s, but I don't think we're going to see any real freezing, and of course that might mean we'll see a little bit of frost. The high becomes very broad and widespread on Wednesday, so Wednesday and Thursday expect to be really good days. By Thursday, the moisture is beginning to return back into Texas and Oklahoma and Arkansas, and also a new storm system developing out in the plains. That storm system is reflected in the upper atmosphere with a very strong a very strong upper low, kind of a double-barreled low almost, and that will be taking that surface low up into the western Great Lakes area, and that will be bringing a front closer to Alabama and allowing for perhaps some showers on Friday especially. And it looks like the front should swing through on Saturday. Therefore, it looks like the main risk of rain is going to come Friday, and then we should be out of the woods after that. 500 millibar pattern by Sunday seems to flatten out just a bit, and with that, it looks like we should have a dry mostly dry weekend, including Saturday and Sunday. All right, let's go out into voodoo land. It looks like we got another system around the 7th, Wednesday the 7th, and that should be producing a nice surface low over the southern part of the country, and that should produce a nice round of precipitation around Wednesday the 7th. And then by the 12th, once again, looks like the main surface, the main weather pattern tracks a little bit to the north at the 500 millibar level, and that should give us maybe kind of a showery kind of situation with no major weather systems. Well, we appreciate you tuning in to the Weather Extreme video from ABC 3340. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Hope that you have a great Sunday, and God bless.
Weather.